Hey, welcome to Async. This is Sadia, and this is the first episode of Async where we are doing a video version. So I have my camera for this one, and if you want to watch the video, if you're not already watching the video, then it should be on YouTube at some point soon. Joshua and I are kind of experimenting at the moment with how we can do a podcast uh, without sounding like old men, and that might mean a little bit of social media. I might be posting some things on Instagram, which is completely new for me, because I never really used Instagram or Facebook or social media, at least not since the early days before it was even acquired by Facebook. Anyway, so the other thing is that this is my second episode back to back, and I guess the main reason I'm doing that is because I want to be the odd. I don't want to be the odd episodes. I want to be the even episodes. And now this will be episode 14, and now you have to be the odd episode. So suck it, Joshua. Also, now instead of just telling you about my garden, I can show it to you, but it's kind of messy at the moment. But if you want to see the garden, jump on YouTube. I'm gonna spin my camera around so that you can see it. Oh, maybe I have to do it like this. This is the bank garden. And you see it down there, all of the, what do you call it, like the tin there and all along there, it's all kind of, it looks messy, doesn't it? It's just a big tarp. And the reason why is because I had previously had like a bunch of weeds in that area, so I'm killing the weeds by covering them for a few weeks. And then once that's done, I'm going to lay down some soil in there, put a bunch of mulch in there, and hopefully continue the garden in that direction. But yeah, every time I record, for some reason, I'm attracted to this mint, this variegated mint. Isn't that cool? Anyway, lots of beautiful things growing in the garden. I wanted to show you the bees too. So lately, Joshua, I've been really like working hammer and tongs at a particular app idea that I've got. And I just wanted to share some thoughts. Like, as you know, part of this podcast is me documenting my journey as I try to switch from one industry to another. I'm a WordPress developer by day. I contribute to the open source project, and I really have enjoyed that for very many years. But um, I've been reading the tea leaves in the community, and for a while, I've been feeling like it's the sort of thing I want to get out of. Is, if I can, the mango and strawberries, and I wonder if there's any ripe ones. There's a couple of really tiny baby ones. Oh, here's one. I wonder if this camera is annoying or if it's good. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam v'prei ha'adamah. Anyway, yum. Oh, so sweet. Wow. So anyway, I've been feeling like the WordPress community is starting to fall apart a bit, to be honest. Like you've probably been seeing stuff that's been happening with the uh, founder and what do you call it? Not CEO, the leader of the project, Matt Mullenweg, has. I won't go into detail on this podcast. Got a whole nother podcast for that, but uh, he's been going off the deep end. He's going a bit crazy, and is kind of tearing the WordPress community apart. It's really just not great. And so I've been trying to get out of it for a while because I could see this coming, really. It's really only been the last 2 weeks. Let's see if I get stung by a bee here. Like I said before, you really want the YouTube video for this. Oh, the bees aren't in there today. Usually that is full of bees. This is the flow hive, and this is where they make their honey. Not much in there yet because it's still pretty new. But there are a few bees in there. Normally they're just everywhere. Normally that's completely full. This must just be that kind of time of day. Hey. So back to Matt. WordPress community has not been doing so great under his leadership for the past couple of years. So I've been trying to switch to iOS development because I love Apple. I've been a huge Apple fan since I was 5 years old, using my first Apple computer. And you know the story, Joshua, and maybe our listeners do too, from previous episodes. Basically, it sort of feels like where I've always belonged and feels like a natural thing for me to step into. And I love doing SwiftUI development. You know, I've surprisingly heard from people that they don't love using SwiftUI, that some people find it really frustrating. I mean, I found Flutter really frustrating. And so I can sort of see how some people might get frustrated by SwiftUI, but I really love it. Anyway, I've been trying to do this, and I've been trying to work on these apps for a little while. And one of them in particular is going really well. And I don't know, putting a lot of energy into it, sinking a lot of my time into it. And like I said to you last time we spoke, you got to sort of strike while the iron's hot, you know? You've got to get in there while you're feeling really passionate about it. I'm passionate about it slightly, partly because WordPress is not doing so good, and partly because I think it's a great idea and I'm having lots of fun building it. But I was talking with my wife last night about it, and I think like another huge part of it for me is if WordPress is going to disappear, and maybe disappear kind of quickly, then I want to be prepared with a bit of a resume for looking for new work in a completely different field, because my entire career to this point, I'm very well accomplished inside of WordPress. But if WordPress doesn't exist, I need something else. And so I've been working on this iOS stuff, and I've got, as you know, already 2 apps out there. I've got Amber Hour and Zmanim Pro, and both of those apps are great in what they do, in particular different things. But I really want that flagship app. These seem like maybe more like side apps, and so I want that flagship app that can be a bit of a resume for me. Can people can sort of look to that and see what sort of iOS developer I could be. I had an opportunity about a year ago to found a new startup to be like the CTO, but it was only my lack of experience or lack of demonstratable experience with apps on the App Store that let me down in that. Otherwise, the founder really liked me. So the other founder. Anyway, so that's that. What do you think? Am I making a big wrong move here by pulling all of my eggs out of one basket and into another? I have friends who have gone through these big midlife crises before where they want to just like, one friend who wanted to just drop everything and do music for a career. And it took a lot of effort to convince him that that's maybe not such a good idea. But it kind of feels like that's what I'm doing here. At least not, I'm not doing everything at once. I still have a day job. I'm still getting my wage. I'm still getting paid. But starting at the same time, work on a side project. Anyway, keen for your thoughts. See you later.